So in today's video, we're going to be simulating the Mogwai strategy on gold on the 5-minute time frame. At the same time, we're going to be having the 1-hour time frame loaded up as well to look for structure around the setup so we can use this as confirmation. Now, as you know, with my recent videos, I absolutely love gold. And as you know, I'm not going to show you, I'm getting a very high win ratio with gold. So in today's video, I want to break that down. What are the reasons for me taking the trades that I take on gold? And the simple answer is structure. So this is what we're going to do in today's video, and this is what I want to explain to you lot as well. When you trade the binary destroyer, you're taking the same setups as me, or let me rephrase that, you're getting the same setups as me. So let's say if the binary destroyer produced 100 setups on gold, I'm getting the same 100 setups as you and everybody else, every other BD member. But the difference between me and maybe you is I will filter out those setups. So out of 100 setups, I will use my knowledge and experience with price action and structure to filter out those setups and only take the winners. Now, what you want to do every time you take a trade is have a reason why you're taking a trade. So let's say you've got a Mogwai signal, okay? Mogwai has popped an arrow. Yes, that is your entry point at the Mogwai arrow. But you want to be asking yourself, why? Why is this trade going to win? And this is when we would look at structure and try and find reasoning around that setups on why this trade could win or why this trade could lose. Okay, and that could be looking for trend lines, structure, support and resistance. Now, we don't have to go into it too much detail. You want to keep your trading simple and easy to understand, because the more you enjoy trading, the more you get out of it. Okay, it doesn't need to be complicated. The hardest part of trading is, well, what I'm about to show you. The hardest part is actually implementing it for yourself on the charts, because 90% of traders trade with emotion. Okay, you'll do this, you'll watch what I'm doing in this video now, you'll try and implement it on the charts, and it won't work for you. It will be down to you're not patient enough. Maybe you're trading with emotion, maybe using the wrong risk, maybe you're just not understanding the rules properly. You know, and that's the reason why traders don't actually make money. You know, the actual concept of trading, you know, looking for a reason to take a trade, looking for a confirmation, whether that's a Mogwai arrow, or if you're trading price action, a support and resistance, whatever it is, right? Breaking that down is very simple. The hardest part is actually implementing it yourself on the charts. You know, having the confidence to say, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what I believe is going to happen. This is where I'm going to put my stop loss, and this is where I'm going to put my take profit. So we're going to do that in today's video, and believe me, I'm going to show you how to do it very simple, right? So let me just make myself smaller here, as you can see here. And what I've got here is I've got gold on the 5-minute time frame on the left screen. I've got price action on the right screen. So what I'm basically just going to do is every time I get a Mogwai signal, we're going to look at the 1 hour as confirmation to see, okay, is this a trade that's going to win? I'm just going to slow it down a little bit more. Okay, is it a trade that we want to take? Is it a trade that we don't want to take? And at the end of the day, this is the difference between myself and I guess other people. There's a lot of traders out there having huge success with gold, and they absolutely love these videos. And I understand there's still a lot of people out there that are struggling. Okay, and the difference is just experience. You've got to, when you take a trade, let me just pause it. When you take a trade and it loses, you want to know the reason why it loses. You don't just want to go, the strategy doesn't work, you know, I'm going to trade something else. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm sitting here taking, you know, with a 100% win ratio on gold, right? But you're not. And the difference is you need to know what you're doing wrong. And unless you know what you're doing wrong, you can't improve on that. And every single day you need to improve on it. You know, I have one-on-one webinars with traders every single day. In fact, I'm fully booked with one-on-one webinars until April. And believe it or not, I would say 95% of traders know how to trade. What they can't do is implement it themselves on the charts. I recently last night I had a one-on-one webinar with a trader. It wasn't a BD member. And you know what? Absolutely incredible trader. Very smart, very intelligent, understood risk, understood your stop losses and take profits. But do you know what he was doing wrong? His take profit was in the wrong place. he was going for such a large take profit. And I said to him, okay, reduce that take profit, introduce a trailing stop loss so you can start to lock in those profits and reward yourself every time you win a trade. Because what he was doing was just, he was picking all the winning trades. You know, all his trades were going into, into profit, but they were never hitting his take profit. And I said, okay, let's reduce that take profit. Let's introduce a trailing stop loss and start to lock in those profits and push those trades as far as you can get. And lo and behold, he emailed me this morning and said, Jamie, I took your advice and I did 5-0 back-to-back in the London session. Something so simple like that. But unless you know what you're doing wrong, you're just going to go around in circles. Okay? So, yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it up like here. Okay, so first of all, like I said, I'm trading the Mogwai strategy. So the first thing I'm looking for is I'm looking for the MACD to go oversold. I'm looking for a Mogwai signal. I'm looking for the TCA line to preferably be inside the bands. Once I get that and I get a confirmation, I will then look at the higher time frames to see if we want to enter a trade. Okay, so I believe, okay, no, the binary destroyer hasn't produced the setup yet. It's just giving me a signal for bands. Okay, so we're just going to keep going here. I think I might get, okay, so I'm just going to pause it here. Okay, so the binary destroyer has produced a setup for me now. Now, what I would do, and if I was trading this live, is first of all, is I look at the actual setup. Okay, so let me just break it down for you here and start to understand what I'm doing in my brain and the way I work out trades. So first of all, the MACD's gone oversold. It started to cross over, which is great. The MACD's just crossed over, which is perfect. We've got a Mogwai signal. We've got a really large engulfing candle with the Mogwai signal, which is great. And we've just closed above that TCA line. And that TCA line's just turned green. So I'm going to go for a trade now. Okay, this is great. This is lined up perfectly with the Mogwai strategy. Now what I want to then do is look at the, I'm going to look at the, move myself out the way. I'll put myself down here somewhere so you can see. I just want to have a look at the 1 hour. Okay, well, what I can see from the 1 hour is an area, small area just here. So it looks like previously, if I just make this blue, you can see previously that what's happened is prices come down here, come back up, bounced off this resistance area, come back down, then it's broken this resistance, come back down, and it's now created a support line just here. And not only that, we actually have a nice rejection wick on the 1 hour time frame with this setup. So this is great. Okay, I'm breaking it down now. I'm using the structure on the higher time frames to break down my Mogwai signals. Now I also can see an area of support just here as well. You can see here we've actually, I don't know if you can see, if I just zoom in here, you can see we've got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch here. So this whole area just here is a area of support. So we could see price come down before rocketing up. So I'm going to take the trade because it meets all of my rules. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stop loss below the structure here. So I'm just going to put a stop loss of around, I mean, that's 41 pips. So with gold, let's say 400 pips. So with this trade here, I'm going to take, this always fascinates me when I trade this, when I trade gold. I'm going to go for 400 pip stop loss. I'm going to go for an 800 pip take profit. So again, a very good risk reward ratio here. I know the risk that I'm taking. I've got a 400 pip stop loss. I've got an 800 pip take profit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to risk 1% of my account. Okay, so 1% of my account, 400 pip stop loss, 800 pip take profit off the 5-minute time frame. We're going to take a buy, and as you can see here, we've got our stop loss nicely protected under this support line here, which is great. Okay, this is where I want my support to be because it's protected below here. I've got my take profit way up there. So what we'll just do is we'll just keep an eye on the 5 minutes now, and we'll just press play. Okay, so as you can see here, price is pulled down slightly. We'll go over to the 1 hour. Okay, so keep an eye on the 1 hour and just see what it does. Okay, so look at the 1 hour now. See how it's closed above the support line. So great, this is exactly what I want it to do. But notice how we came down to this area just here. We came down, we spiked up down into this support area, and then we spiked up. So good little trade. If we go back to the 5 minutes as well, look at the bullish momentum on the 5 minutes. Look at the size of this engulfing candle, and look how much price has pushed up from this level here as well. So this is a great trade, and what we'll do is we'll just allow the trade to now do its thing. We'll allow the trade to do its thing. Okay, so we'll carry on now. We'll just speed it up slightly. Okay, so take profit has been hit, which is absolutely great. And what I find fascinating about this here is we've actually come straight back up to this area of resistance. If we go back to the if we just go back to the 1 hour now, notice how we've come straight back up to this resistance area here, which is great. Okay, I'm not saying that we might get a setup here, we might not. What I'm focusing on now is the 5 minute time frame. I'm looking for my second Mogwai signal, MACD to go over bought or sold, and then we'll take a trade. Okay, so we had a Mogwai signal here, but we didn't. There's no resistance area here. There's just no resistance area here, so I'm not going to take the trade. Okay, so just keep an eye on that here. I'm looking for a confirmation, so I'm just going to slow it down a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it just here. Let me just see what happens. Okay, I'm just going to pause it just there. Can you see what I'm seeing now on the 1 hour time frame? Can you see this area of resistance here? Can you see the number of different rejections at this level? 1, 2, 3. 3 rejections. Now, just from looking at this candlestick analysis, what do you think the next move is? Going to be down, right? Now, we haven't got a Mogwai signal on the 5 minutes, so I'm not going to, there's no entry point here. I'm just clearly showing you now that just from a basic resistance area, just from basic candlestick analysis, we can see that we're potentially going to drop at this level. So let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, so we break it. Okay, so I was wrong on that one. Okay, and again, I'm just going to pause it here. It looks like the resistance area for this is now at the top. Look at the rejection wicks again. Now again, I'm not going to take a trade. There might be a resistance area on this level, but not on this time frame. I can't see the resistance on this time frame, so I'm not going to take the trade. Even though we popped a couple of Mogwai signals, and it looks like these are going to be winners. Yeah, looks like they are. I can't see a resistance area, so for me, I'm not going to take a trade. Okay, so we're just going to carry on, and then we'll see what happens. Okay. Right, so I'm going to pause it here because we've actually come straight back up to our resistance area here. Now, if you are a price action trader, you will probably familiar yourself with this setup here. This price action setup is a head and shoulders pattern. So as you can see here, we've come up, we've created a shoulder, we've come down, we've created a head, and then we've come back down, come back up and created the second shoulder. So this is a head and shoulders pattern. And not only that, I can see the area of resistance at this level just there. Okay. Now, I paused it perfectly because we actually popped a Mogwai signal here. Mogwai signal down. So if we go back over to the 5 minutes now, we've actually got a perfect Mogwai signal. So the MACD's gone overbought. We've got popped a Mogwai signal. The TCA line's just, I bet the next bar. Yeah, look, you see, TCA line's just turned green. And on the 5 minute time frame as well, we've got a nice area of resistance. So even off the 5 minute time frame, I can see this area of resistance on the 5 minute time frame. And as well, just to note as well, look at this area of, we actually did get a Mogwai signal at the top here, and in fact that is right at the top here. That's right at the top just there. So there was actually a resistance there at the top there, because we popped a Mogwai signal off the 5 minutes. But anyway, so we've got a nice little setup here. Again, breaking it down using simple price action trading. So Mogwai signal, MACD's gone overbought, TCA line turned red. We go over to the 1 hour time frame, and again we've got this nice little head and shoulders pattern. Now what I'm going to do just to protect myself is I'm going to put my stop loss above the resistance here. So it's out of the way, it's protected. Okay, it's protected. We don't need to worry. So I'm just going to work out what that is here. So that is around 600 pips. So yeah, let's go 600 pips. So I'm going to take a trade on this one. Again, we're going to go for a 600 pip stop loss and take profit. We're going to go for, again, 1200, a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio. So we're going to take a sell here. Again, stop loss is way above my resistance area, which is great. And we've got our target down here, which is again great. Let's just keep an eye on it on the 5 minute time frame now, and let's see what happens. Again, we come back up. Again, just keep an eye on the 5 minutes. See how it comes down, comes back up, bounces off it, creates a, in fact, creates a nice little double top pattern on the 5 minutes as well. So let's see what happens. Oh, I'm going to pause it. Hold on, I've lost everything there. And again, we've done a nice little trade, nice little back-to-back winner. So as you can see here, just going back now, that was an absolutely beautiful signal with the trend. Look, on the 5 minute time frame, that was an absolute beautiful setup with the trend. Now we popped a nice little buy here. Am I going to take this buy? That's the next question we need to ask. Okay, are we going to take this buy here? Let's look at the 1 hour. No, I'm not going to take the buy because there's no support line here. In fact, there's a bit of support line here, but it looks like it's been broken. It looks like that support line's been broken. So I'm not going to take that trade. And as you can see here, we continue down. So again, we'll just carry on now. We'll start to look for the next setup. It looks like we've come straight down to this support line just here. Okay, so we've come straight down to that support line just there, which is great. Again, I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to keep an eye on the Mogwai strategy here. So again, like I said, all I'm looking for on the 5 minute time frame is MACD overbought or sold, Mogwai signal, and then we're going to go over to the higher time frame and look for a confirmation. So I'm just going to speed it up just a little bit. Okay, so we've got a signal here. MACD's gone overbought. Are we going to take this trade? Let's have a look at the 1 hour. No, I'm not going to take the trade. There's no support line there at all. There's no support line. So, I mean, there's no resistance line. So I'm not going to take that trade. So again, we're just going to carry on there. Did we get a Mogwai signal? No, okay, so we're just going to carry on there. I thought I had a Mogwai signal at the top. Okay, let's look for our next Mogwai signal. Okay, still no Mogwai signal. I'm just gonna slow it. I did get a Mogwai signal. Hang on here. I did. Yes. Okay, so I've got a Mogwai signal. Again, let's have a look at the 1 hour time frame. Oh, perfect. Look at this. Came straight back up to previous resistance. So again, great setup. So just by looking at the higher time frames, I'm getting a confirmation now on what is happening. So let's go back down to the 5 minutes. Okay, now we haven't closed below the TCA line yet. The MACD hasn't crossed over, so I'm not particularly interested in this trade yet. Let's keep an eye on it. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. We're starting to go down. We're starting to close below that TCA line. Oh, no, we're not. We're still going above it. So we just bounced straight off it. Okay, here we go here. Look at the size of that purple candle there. Look at the size of that engulfing candle. Okay, so now look at this. Now it changes the story. Changes the story completely. Trade what you see, not what you think. Okay, so we've crossed over on the MACD. MACD's turning nicely, which is great. Then we've got a Mogwai signal. Look at the size of that engulfing candle. TCA line turned red. We're below the TCA line. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. Even on the 1 hour, we're closed below nicely. That's a really good close below that 1 hour resistance. We've spiked straight up into this resistance area. We've closed below it. The next candle's red. Let's go for a trade. So again, stop loss, I'm going to put it out the way. Stop loss on this one is 800 pips. So we're going to go for an 800 pip stop loss and a 1600 pip take profit. Let's just stick a 2000 pip. Let's just stick a 2000 pip take profit. Okay, so I've got me... That's it. You know what? I'm going to take the trade. Okay, I mean, that's a crazy take profit, but we'll go with it. Okay, so stop loss is great. Take profit is great. Let's go back down to the 5 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. Let's just keep an eye on it again. Let's keep an eye on the 5 minutes and see what happens. So we push up. We might actually bounce straight. We might come back up and bounce straight off that TCA line. Oh, no, we're not. Okay. Oh, yeah, we are. Here we go. We come straight up to that TCA line. Okay, let's see if we stay below the that 1 hour resistance. Okay, so we're going sideways. We're going. Oh, here we go. Here now we start to drop. Now we start to drop, which is great. Okay, hopefully my take profit gets filled. Hopefully. Okay, I'm just going to pause it just there because I just want to explain to you what's happening now. And it looks like we're bouncing. Let's see how we're bouncing straight off this support line here. See this? Okay, which is fine. I'm not particularly bothered. Hopefully we win the trade. Let's see what happens. Like I said, I'm already up nearly 6.7% on the account. And come on. Yes. Yes. Okay, so we made a nice 6.4% gain. And we've closed nicely below that TCA line, below that support. So our next target on this one is down here. So see what I'm doing. See what I'm doing now is I'm analyzing each setup. So this will be my last trade. I want to see if we come down to here. I want to see if we come down to here, or do we come back up and bounce off this resistance area. So again, let's go back over to the 5 minutes. And all we'll do is we'll just wait for a setup to happen. Let's see what happens. Okay, look for a setup. So let's look for a setup. Oh, I'm not getting... Oh, I thought I was getting setups there, but I'm not. Oh, it's binging at me. It's binging me. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. So I've got a setup now. Okay, I've got a setup. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. Okay, so... Okay, so we've, in fact, we've come straight down to the next support line. I didn't actually see that there. So let me just delete this one here. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this across like this here. So what's actually happened here is we've broken the resistance with support. We've broken the support and we've come back down to this area here. And we've also got another area just here as well. So we've actually got 3 areas. We've got this one here, which got broken. We've got this support here, and we've got this support here. So let's go back down to the 5 minutes now, and let's see what happens. Let's see if we close above that TCA line. Okay, so... Okay, here we go here. So next candle... Come on, let's see that TCA line change color. Okay, here we go here. Great. Okay, great. So... Look what I'm doing now, breaking each setup down. So on the 5 minute time frame now, we've finally closed above that TCA line. We've finally closed above that TCA line. The TCA line's turned green. And not only that, look at the size of the engulfing candle. Look at the momentum on this candle here. Look at it. Okay, that's great. So we've got a Mogwai signal. We've closed above the TCA line. TCA lines turned green. The MACD's crossed over. That's great. This is going to be my last buy. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. Okay, perfectly. So we've closed perfectly above this resistance. Now this is interesting because we're coming straight up into this support line just here. So I might actually just take a quick little in and out buy here. I might literally just take a quick in and out buy on this one. I'm going to go for a 500 pip stop loss and a 500 pip take profit, and hopefully we win the trade. So hopefully we win it. Let's see what happens. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. Okay, but I want to keep an eye on it. Okay, so we spike straight through it. Let's see what happens now. Let's do one more trade because I'm interested to see what happens next. Okay, here we go here. So I popped another Mogwai signal. I'm not going to take the trade just yet. I want to see what happens. Okay, so starting to cross over. Okay, here we go here. We're starting to cross over on the MACD. And now here we go here. We're just below that TCA line. Does that TCA line turn green? There we go there. This is going to be potentially a perfect signal with the trend. So yeah, let me just mark up this area of resistance. Yeah, so this, ladies and gentlemen, I've just moved myself out of the way. Let's get rid of this one here. This is a nice little break and retouch with the trend. So it looks like here, what it looks like here is, like I said, I'm trading what I see, not what I think. What's happened here is we've broken below, created a new low. So if you look left, that's the previous low, and we've created a new low. We've come straight back up and rejected off this area of resistance here, which if you look left is this one here. And then we've closed below this area of resistance here, which again, if you look left, is this one here. So this is going to be a really good trade with the trend. So I'm actually going to target the bottom of this zone here. So again, stop loss, I mean, that's going to be a 1,200 pip take profit. So let's go with a 1,200 pip take profit. Stop loss, let's go over 600 pips. Okay, so where's my stop loss? Okay, so stop loss on this one. Well, my stop loss is a little bit tight. I need to put my stop loss more higher. But let's just see what happens. Let's see if we win the trade. Okay, ideally my stop loss needs a... Okay. Come on. Oh, come on. That's annoying. Come on. Come down. Come on, hit my take profit. Oh, that is really frustrating. You know what I'm going to do? Let's look. Okay, I'm going to pause it there. I'm going to close this trade off in profit. And the reason being is because on the 1 hour, look how we're closing above this previous support. So we might actually go up. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Okay, yeah, so we do, you see what I mean? So we do actually close above. We actually close above that support line. If you look left, we close above it. So yeah, and then it looks like we're, okay, so we spike down. Here we go. So we spike right down into that support line and we're still above it. Let's see what happens. Okay, bang. Look at that. I've just paused it. Look at that. Hopefully we get a Mogwai signal. Yes, we do. Yes. Look, this is an absolute beautiful sell. You can see how excited I got with this trade. So I know this trade wins, but look how good. Look at this one, right? Look at this one. So again, right. So we've got a Mogwai signal. We've got a Mogwai signal there. MACD's gone overbought. We closed below the TCA line, so I'm not going to take it there because I want to see 2 candles below that TCA line. So get ready. Right, ready. Hold on. That's one. So one has turned red and the other one there. This is where I'm going to take a trade. I'm going to take a trade just here. So go back over to the 1 hour. I'm going to put my stop loss of, what's that? Let's go with a 500 pip stop loss and a 1,000 pip take profit. So again, stop. Oh, hold on. I got that wrong. Not 100 pips. There we go there. A 1,000 pips. So there we go there. 1,000 pips. Stop loss, take profit. Again, stop loss above the high, which is great. Hopefully we should win this trade. Yes, come on. Oh, that's really annoying. We come straight back down to this support line. Oh, let's see what happens. Come on, come on, come back down. Don't go any higher. Come back down. Oh, and we get stopped out. Now, going back, this is how excited I am. Going back here, this trade was beautiful. Let's actually go back to this trade here and let's analyze where I got this wrong. Okay, so the biggest mistake I made with this one is my stop loss. Let me rephrase that. My take profit was below the structure. So if I put it above it, I should have actually won this trade. It's really unfortunate that price came straight back down to this support, bounced off it and went up. But nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. As you can see there, we've made a nice little 8% on a 8% growth on our account. And that's it. That's basically it. That's how I get 100% win ratio. That's how I absolutely smash it on gold. Yeah, that's how you do it. Just keep it simple. My name is Jamie Palmer. I hope you enjoyed today's video and thank you for watching.